history, and current prescriptions to provide options. Both Wester Drug locations are ready to help you take control of your health. Please see us in Muscatine at 315 East 2nd Street or at our Wilton location at 400 Ovison Drive. At Wester Drug, we're treating the underlying cause, not just the symptoms.
Every day I'm out mowing, cutting wood, or working on my farm equipment, I'm always tinkering and never expect for something to go wrong. But accidents can happen. Knowing life-saving first aid is important. So, in addition to CPR certification, I attended a bleeding control class and learned what to do before paramedics arrive. I now know how to stop the bleed. The only thing more tragic than a death is a death that could have been prevented. Google Stop the Bleed Iowa to enroll today. Paid for by the Iowa Department of Public Health.
Volunteer, what does that mean? A person who freely offers to undertake a task. Volunteering can be with a group or an individual helping out another person or organization. At United Way of Muscatine, it means to give back to your community. United Way of Muscatine has a volunteer center where agencies and nonprofits list their volunteer needs. Looking for volunteer opportunities? You may contact me, Nicole, at 563-263-5963, or you can visit our website at volunteermuscatine.org and look for volunteer opportunities. Volunteers don't necessarily have time, but they have the hearts. Thank you, and remember to volunteer.
Welcome to Moving Forward, sponsored by MPW Mocklink TV and Mocklink Internet, online at mpw.org. Each weekday morning, our local talk segment brings you the people who are helping move our community forward. Let's start the show.
Good morning, AM 860 and FM 95.1 KWPC. I'm Jordan Davis. Thanks for joining us this morning for Moving Forward. And real quick, I want to say thank you to our sponsor, Muscatine Power and Water. Mocklink Internet and TV are the best value in entertainment and connectivity, and getting better with world-class fiber. Subscribe now and you'll get fiber when it comes to your neighborhood. Learn more at mpw.org. Once again, I'm Jordan Davis. This is Moving Forward. Joining me in the studio this morning, Betty and Pam Collins. Now, it's just a coincidence they've informed me that they're both last named Collins. They're not actually related. So welcome, ladies. It's good to have you this morning.
Thank you.
Well, we're really excited to talk a little bit about the Musser Public Library. Now, there's a brand new building, and I actually was driving on 2nd Street just the other day, and I saw you guys moving stacks of books in. I saw they were on rollers and all wrapped in plastic. So that looked like it was a lot of fun. I was driving along with I don't remember who was with me, but I was like, that does not look like a fun thing to be doing here this morning or this afternoon. It's kind of a warm day out, but really glad to see that you guys are moving into this new building. The new building looks great from the outside. I can't wait to get inside and see what all's on the shelves, that kind of thing. But I want to hear a little bit about it. So what kind of got the process started for the new library? How long has this been in the plans?
Actually, Muscatine has been looking for a new library since the 1980s.
Really?
Really long time, and they've had several initiatives to do that. But for various reasons, cost being one of the big ones, it has always been, shelved. And we were looking at that again about 4 years ago. And our big problem at that time was parking. Because where we were on Iowa Avenue, it was very, very difficult for people to park. And we spent a little over a year looking at that, and the architects came back with an estimate of $12 to $16 million.
Wow.
And that's what we all said. So we put that on hold, but in the meantime, H&I, who I'm sure you know is a wonderful corporate partner, H&I was working on redoing their campus and moving where, building their new headquarter building, and then also kind of moving where some of the people were housed, so they would be housed closer to the people they actually work with and that sort of thing. And Gary started looking at that himself, and after a while, he came to us and said that he came to the city, that he felt that he might be able to donate that, H&I, for a new library and community center. So that's really what got it started.
Okay, and so it came from them, and then you were able to work alongside them to get, because was the building just recently built?
No, the building is old. It's a very interesting history of the building. We don't have time to go into it, but we will be doing more about the history of the building because it's fascinating. But I believe it was about 2004 or so that H&I remodeled that building and
Okay.
created the look that you have now. And at that time, it became a LEED building, which means it's very high energy efficient and
very
all
nice.
of that stuff. So this is not a building that needs work. This is a building that's in really nice shape.
Well, that's great. That's
Yeah.
great to be moving into a facility where you're going to be everything is already set and done and ready to be jumpstart and get rock and rolling. But you'll be able to jump right in.
Yeah, we had to do a few things to modify it, but really, I think, what did I tell you before? The expected cost for a new building would be about $16 million. I think we'll get into the new building at about $1.3 million.
Wow, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is library pieces too that don't really have to do with the building itself, but are more how things we need to function as a library.
Okay. Okay. What are some of the things that you need to function as a library? If I can
Betty.
ask? Gosh, it's that sounds about right though.
That's really kind of you to say, but no, there's libraries are just their own type of building. When you build a library, you just have to think differently than, say, if you're going to have an auto parts store, which is one thing that this building was before.
Really?
Yeah, it does have a long history, and we don't have time to go into it, but it's really fascinating.
Bring us back and we'll tell you all about it.
Okay.
Yeah. But for one thing, we had to reinforce some of the floors, because if you think about books, you don't think about a book being heavy if you're just holding it and reading it. However, if you think about shelves and shelves of books, they are heavy. I mean, it's like having a forest. It's like having a forest in your building. And so there were some areas where we had to reinforce the floors in order to make it structurally sound. And then, of course, there's all the equipment, and libraries have come just as far as everybody else.
Massive technology needs, computer needs, technology needs, and of course H&I does also, but they had managed theirs differently in that building than we will. So they didn't. All of their cabling came to the walls of the building, but then everything was like internet over IP and things like that, and we're not allowed to do that with our consortial agreements, so we had to do a lot of cabling and that kind. So those sorts of things that you don't really think about, and even when Betty and I think about it, we don't like to think about it very long because it's boring. But Bobby does an amazing job with all that. So,
So you guys
and
were able to
the city, Matt Rose and John Krusenstein, they work very, very close with and kind of lead all of that operation.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess it's obvious. It's pretty obvious what you guys are excited about. But I want to know, what are you guys excited about most moving into this new building?
It might
really
be
hard to
different.
answer,
It might
yeah.
be different. But what I'm excited about the most is doing programming. I have a background in library programming, particularly adults and young adults. And I love kids programming. Betty's always like, get your fingers out of my programs. And
That's not true.
So I am really excited to be able to offer interesting, free programming on a very regular basis to the community, and programming for all ages. And we've prepared for some of that already. We've got some big pieces in place. Some of your listeners probably remember Sue and Larry Kierson, who moved to Ames, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago. But long-term residents, Sue was very involved in the library and the library board, and she wanted to give us a gift that was a little different, something that most libraries wouldn't have. So she gave us a gift of a portable outdoor stage.
Oh, wow.
And so it got used for the first time
It was second Saturday.
on the second Saturday with the cancer relay part.
Yeah.
And we have places on our grounds to put it up. We're going to be, in fact, our grand opening, right now we're opening today, we're calling it a soft opening. Kind of hoping everybody stays home. There's a lot of problems, so we're still working on. But no, people are welcome to come. They just can't expect it to be completely perfect yet.
Gotcha.
But when we have our grand opening on the 30th, that will be the first time that the library itself will use the stage, and we'll have a band right after we do the ribbon cutting, probably about 3. And then at 7, we're going to bring in Funk Daddies from Iowa City, and they're going to play from 7 to 10.
Oh, wow. That sounds like a lot of fun.
In the parking lot. We also got to purchase this enormous set. You might explain it better.
Is it the light fixture?
Oh no, it's no. But you can talk about that too. But the blocks.
Oh, okay. Yes, we have something called Big Blue Blocks, and that's what they are. They're big. They're blue.
And they're blocks.
But anyway, it's a way to have a lot of fun with engineering concepts at any age, whether you're 18 months old or 108 years old. They're giant, oversized blue blocks in lots of shapes and sizes with connectors. They are not meant to be assembled in any one way. They're meant to be assembled however you want.
Wow.
And they are fun. And so we'll have several. We'll have the Big Blue Blocks at our grand opening outside.
Exactly. And those are things. The Big Blue Blocks are things we hope to have out. Often maybe outside when we can, and when we can't, if the weather's bad, we can always put them in our big meeting room. We're really hoping to take advantage of we have the whole block, so all of the grounds. And the other thing that is if Jamie's here today, I might want to talk to Jamie, but we're excited about is we were able to purchase as part of the CAT grant a large outdoor movie projection system.
Oh, cool.
And we hope to have outdoor movies about every other Friday night.
Wow.
And
that's a lot of fun. You can't beat that in the summer. Yeah. Outdoor movies.
Everything at the library is free. And if they'll of course have to be within a certain standard artistically, so you can bring your kids or whatever. But if you're watching a movie and your children don't like the movie, they can go play with the Big Blue Blocks, or they can, there's just going to be a lot of options. But then I also want to do a lot of indoor, particularly adult programming, because Betty and Julie do the kids programming. Things about the community, what's going on in the community, getting to know not just Muscatine itself, but Muscatine County, because the county pays for library service, so they pay quite well for library services compared to a lot of counties in Iowa, so we don't want to leave them out. And of course, local history is always a big thing here, and just book groups. We already have a book group, but just to add to some of those things here, what people want to do. One of our staff members is already planning Pinterest parties. So I don't know if you're married or know anybody that likes Pinterest, but I guess they're popular. And coloring lunches. So
nice. Very nice.
So just chances to get together, and sometimes in order to get people together, you need something to bring them together. Might not end up being the whole focus of the event. People have learned that with book groups. They come and think they're going to talk about the book, but it really doesn't always turn out that way.
Right.
But it's about creating community, and that's really what I want to do, is create community through the new building.
Okay, excellent. That's really cool. We're excited to see you guys moving into a new building because, were there other issues at the old building? But you mentioned that you've been looking to maybe move since like the 1980s, so it just lined up well.
There were other issues. I don't really know why they wanted to move so fast, because I've been here 10 years now. But there were issues like we're not handicap accessible at the old building. Yeah. Now our new building, 100% handicap accessible.
Very nice.
No problems that way.
Is it? It's 2-storied. Right?
It's 4 stories.
4-story. I didn't pay very close attention when I drove by. Yeah. It's 4 stories. Wow. So there's an elevator?
Yep.
Oh, yes.
There's elevators, and there's 2 sets of stairs. And in a way, it's nice because the floors seem very intimate and small. Okay. It's not these vast floors where it's like, I don't know where I'm going or anything. So that'll be nice. And then there are also 14 meeting rooms in the building.
Wow.
Some of them can and need to be scheduled probably. And some of them are more drop-in, like study rooms, study sessions, things like that. We have one of our new council members, Kelsey Brackett. He's booking one of our meeting rooms at least once a month on Saturdays so that he can have a place to meet with his constituents. And I thought that was a great idea.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And but a lot of the it'll be a challenge to keep up with the meeting rooms. It really will. And a lot of that will come hopefully people will use our new webpage. Of course, we didn't want to do anything sensibly, so about a week ago we brought up our new webpage. So
So you're just bringing that ahead, right ahead of the grand opening or the soft opening. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, this is really cool. Now, I also wanted to ask real quick about the 4th of July. You guys are part of the Children's Parade. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, we've been doing the Children's Parade along with the Chamber for, I think, maybe about 5 years, 4 years maybe. Anyway, it's become something we really look forward to. We do a lot of programming for children and teens during the summer, lots of it. We love it. We think it's a really important part of what we do, of course, along with the books and the literature. But the Children's Parade has been something really fun because it's on 4th of July in the morning. So it's a whole different kind of parade than the parade later in the day. It's short. We'll start, we have a new route this year because, of course, we have a new location. So we'll start up at the Pearl Plaza end of 2nd Street, we believe.
Yeah, the parking lot across Pearl Plaza.
Okay. And then we'll walk down 2nd Street to the new building, and then we come in, we have treats, we give away books, we have photo places where families can, take their picture together, and it's been something that we weren't sure exactly how it would go when we first started. We love it. We love it because it's got a really, really nice community feel to it. And
I thought they were going to kill me when I first told them about it because I was on the chamber board. I'm like, wouldn't you like to do this? Take your holiday and do this? You can have another day off sometime in November.
But we do love it. We call it the Children's Dress Up Parade, and we encourage kids or families to dress up if they wish. They can wear red, white, and blue. They can wear things that look like their favorite book characters, which that happens frequently. Or they can come, just get up out of bed and roll down and join the parade right then and there. No need to dress up, but if you want to, please do.
Tell them what they can do in terms of like bikes and wagons and all the dogs and all that.
Yeah, well, people often like to dress up their tricycles and their bicycles and their wagons and strollers to, put some ribbon on them or simply just come with them the way they are and join the parade that way. So very, very young child friendly, however open to, a variety of ages. Yeah.
No horses.
Yeah. Okay. No cleanup involved afterwards.
Basically. It's got me laughing. I remember my grandma and my folks used to dress up me and all my cousins in red, white, and blue for the 4th of July all the time. Yeah. And that was always a lot of fun. So I'm sure kids are enjoying this one too. So
yes.
And that's all. That's the same morning. That's the 4th of July. You guys are going to do that probably in the morning. Yeah.
We start at 9 a.m. Come down to the library, have some treats and some fun there, and then people can be on their way and do whatever else they want for the 4th.
Excellent.
So no one overheats on that parade.
Right. That's the important part, is keeping the kids cool.
And then this will be probably the last year that the old library is involved as well, because that's always been a site. So they'll be filming from the balcony like they do and judging from the balcony. So.
Okay.
Yeah, for the regular parade.
For the regular, they don't do that for the little kid parade.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's a come as you are.
Because everyone's a winner.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been a lot of fun, ladies. Thanks for joining us this morning. You told us a little bit about the new Musser building and also about the kids parade that's going to be coming up, and we really appreciate you stopping in. We're really excited. I love the library, and I haven't been reading nearly as many books as I used to when I was younger, and I really need to get back into it. So I expect to be seeing you guys pretty soon. I'll be coming over to pick up some books. So.
Well, that's great because we actually have a lot of new books, a big influx of new materials that people are really going to love. Lots of luscious new children's books, lots of great adult books. We were
fighting over when we could check them out.
It's true. We were all eyeing the shelves. Oh, I might like that one. So, but no,
you can't take it until tomorrow.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's very exciting. Thanks so much for stopping in, ladies. Once again, Betty and Pam Collins joining us from the Musser Public Library. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
This has been Moving Forward. I'm Jordan Davis. Don't forget, MockLink is always Muscatine's fastest internet, and gigabit speed is coming. MockLink TV beats satellite and includes video and music streaming. New subscribers save big, even more when you bundle. Learn more at mpw.org. This has been Moving Forward on voicemuscatine.com.
We'd like to thank MPW Digital TV and MockLink Internet, the local providers, for sponsoring Moving Forward on KWPC AM 860, FM 95.1, the voice of